Hello, dear friends. So we've moved now through the 8 aspects of the divine, and I thought it might be helpful for us to look at some other qualities in life that yoga can support us with. The quality that we'll focus on today is courage, and I'm going to read from Yogananda's teachings on how to have courage, calmness, and confidence. This is from one of the how-to series, which is a collection of Yogananda's teachings, really wonderful series. So this is what Yogananda says. It should be remembered that there is nothing greater in power than cosmic consciousness or God. Thus, you should seek its aid alone. This does not mean that you should make yourself passive, inert, or credulous, or that you should minimize the power of your mind. Remember, God helps those who help themselves. He gave you willpower, concentration, faith, reason, and common sense to help you heal yourself. But in using your willpower or common sense, you must not rely solely on your ego and thus disconnect yourself from the divine force. Always feel that you are using your own but God-given power to heal yourself or others. A balance must be struck between the old idea of depending wholly on God and the modern idea of depending wholly on the ego. And now I'll read from Affirmations for Self-Healing on the quality of courage. And we'll say the affirmation. I'll guide you through the affirmation, and we'll use this for meditation. So Swamiji writes, courage. There are 3 kinds of human courage: blind, passive, and dynamic. Blind courage doesn't count the cost until it finds itself faced, horror-stricken, with the bill. Passive courage is the strength of will to adjust to reality, whatever it may be. And dynamic courage is the strength of will not only to accept reality, but to confront it with another reality of one's own making. There is a 4th kind of courage, not human, but divine. Divine courage comes from living in the awareness of God's presence within, and the realization that He is the sole reality. Live more in Him, for nothing and no one can touch what you really are. The affirmation for courage, I'll say this 5 times. The first 3 you can repeat out loud with me if you like, and the remaining 2, I'll say them, but you repeat them silently. I live protected by God's infinite light. So long as I remain in the heart of it, nothing and no one can harm me. I live protected by God's infinite light. So long as I remain in the heart of it, nothing and no one can harm me. I live protected by God's infinite light. So long as I remain in the heart of it, nothing and no one can harm me. Silently now, with your gaze at the point between the eyebrows, say this dynamically with strong concentration. I live protected by God's infinite light. So long as I remain in the heart of it, nothing and no one can harm me. I live protected by God's infinite light. So long as I remain in the heart of it, nothing and no one can harm me. Let's meditate now on this quality of courage that comes from knowing we are protected by God's infinite light. We can live in the heart of that knowing. And then we have the experience of being on a soul level, untouched. by any challenge, by any difficulty. And this is where courage comes from, divine courage. So let's sit now with the spine lifted and lengthened, the body relaxed, closing the eyes and lifting the gaze to the point between the eyebrows. Breath relaxed, fully present and awake. We'll meditate now for about 5 minutes. Ending our meditation now by sharing the quality of divine courage, sending this out as a blessing for all. We'll rub our hands together, draw this quality of courage into your hands. Visualize yourself as a divine channel for this energy. We'll raise the hands together and chant Om 3 times. Om. 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 Let's close now by honoring the spark of divinity that shines brightly within you and within all beings with Namaste. Namaste. Okay, dear souls, it's so good to be with you. Wishing you a beautiful day filled with divine courage. Many blessings to you.